Okay, we have arrived in Mordona, and that means it's time to pick up where the main story from last time left off, which is in the Rising Stones. Strolling through the 7th heaven, and making our way back to the Scions HQ. Hey there, Alice, it's been a while. How the Scions been since last we met? Well, there's only one way to find out because, as you might remember last time from the storyline, we were able to successfully complete the prisoner exchange with the representatives from the Guardian Empire, despite the fact that family matters resulted in the summoning of a primal in the form of Tsukiyomi. Nonetheless, after our success on that, we were able to successfully go through the prisoner exchange. And considering that we had the opportunity to see why the Guardians, led by Asahi, did what he did, we then had to find out as well that Asahi was being ordered by a guy who looks like Xenos, the guy we killed off in the initial main story of Stormblood. So, with Alphinaud trying to figure this out, he decided to join the surviving Guardians on an excursion back to Garlemald. Unfortunately, their journey went awry, and their ship crashed because they were actually being targeted by the Guardian Empire. So there's a lot of crap we don't know why it's going on, and the Scions have absolutely no clue of what's happened to Alphinaud. Only we know the answer. So, what do you say we find out what has become of Alphinaud, what are the Scions planning next, and what are we going to do about everything else that now stands in our way? Let's speak with Alice to take on the challenge entitled Sisterly Act. Alice is impatiently fussing with her link pearl. Oops. I don't know what I pressed. Oh, Corinne, if you've come here hoping for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Yeah. Still nothing to hear yet. Everything is exactly as it was. Ishola is still investigating primals in the Far East, Thancred is still gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces, and Alphinaud is still out there somewhere. You're like, what do you mean? There has been no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls. And all the while, I'm just meant to sit around here waiting. It's driving me mad! Yeah, I can understand why. I mean, you're her twin brother. Or his twin brother, rather. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from the Eorzean Alliance. Huh. Who do we have here? Someone from the Immortal Flames. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Hello there, sir. You've come a long way from Ul'dah. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. Milady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of Arcane interference, and they humbly request the presence of the Scions of the 7th Dawn. Yeah, makes sense, I guess. Having assessed intelligence provided by the Alamegan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Lord Xenos' remains, they too suspect Arcane involvement and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As the foremost authorities on our foe, your orders council will be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I say this one falls to us. By which, I mean I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust? Yeah, of course I will. There you have it. We accept the invitation. I wonder what would have happened if you said no. Thank you. The time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in Alamigo. By your leave. Well, thank you very much, sir. Carry on. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer, but standing mutely at a meeting would still be better than nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Thancred, What's going on, man? Yeah, that's our old friend from a long time ago from the Company of Heroes, Riol. Alright, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Did I hear right, Riol? Is Thancred coming back? Oh, that he is. Says he's acquired some important intelligence. Being in Gaulian territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case the Imperials were listening in, so he said he'd head back as quick as he could and make sure someone was waiting for him in the Alamigan quarter. Understood. Corinne and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. Yeah. Alright. And away we go. So, Alamigan Quarter it is. Good thing this thing is called so conveniently towards the bottom of the list. So yeah, we're about to pick up a report from Thancred. We don't know what it's about though, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. Yeah, amidst all the rain. Yeah, on a rainy day in Alamigo. Oh, they're on the other side of the wall. And Thancred has arrived. Hiding in a cloud of... Cloud. Yeah, dude, can you stop playing as Goku for a moment? I'm trying to have a conversation with Thancred here. It doesn't help when you're just standing on top of him with your little Nimbus cloud from Dragon Ball. Thank you. You two are a sight for sore eyes. Now all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a cup, will you? Traipsing through Imperial territory is thirsty work. Yeah, that was hilarious, but also very inconvenient. Also, I don't know why you need a glass of water. You have the rain.
I needed that.
Yeah, just hold your neck up and drink the rain.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
I hope so too.
Quite. Without further ado then.
Please proceed.
After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have the Warrior of Light to fight at your side.
The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance.
Ouch.
But not all have given up on liberty.
And that's good.
Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope then.
Yeah, I guess so.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamigan refugees to know the consequences of oppression.
Yeah, and of course,
And for
they
their
never try to
troubles,
cross the sea to
they have
Limson
quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire.
Wow.
That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself,
Yeah, as the music stops.
our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Doma has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yeah, we're all in agreement.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin.
Ugh.
But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphinaud should have arrived by now. Could they be holding him there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination.
A fact we know all too well.
As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphinaud's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphinaud?
What do you mean,
Spoke
no?
with? No. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out.
Those being?
The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there.
Yeah, you're catching on.
There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
But how are we gonna get there?
I had a feeling you might say that.
And so?
I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphinaud's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pearl was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, she's determined. Yeah, we're going to. Hey, Jashuka, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
Yeah, and besides, I need to get out of the rain. Or else Corinne's hair is going to be a mess. Alright, let's go ahead and speak with Alice. Get back over here to her. Loath though I am to neglect making preparations for the council, we must act swiftly before Alphinaud's trail goes cold. I propose we first pay Hien a visit. He's sure to want to hear about these developments, and he may well be able to advise us on how best to reach the burn. A sound plan, and if Stola is in Doma, is she not? I dare say she'd join you in the search if you asked her nicely. While you all see to that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. You may leave any preparations for the council to me. Thank you, Thancred. Right, to Doma then. We have much and more to share with the Stola. Well, that's not the only thing we'll be doing when we're at the Doman Enclave. So let's make our way over there right now. Yeah, we're heading off there to speak with the Stola and get some information from Lord Hien, but that's not the only thing we're going to be doing. You'll see why when we arrive. I imagine this is going to be a pretty busy place tonight. So for those of you who are familiar with some of my previous streams, you'll know that I've been coming here on a number of occasions during the previous patch. Hey, it is nice and dry out here. So yeah, over there is the Stola. We'll speak to her in a moment. But our focus is going to be over here. You might remember our friends from the Shazenkai, and the person running the operations, Miss Kozakura. So yeah, it is once again time to help contribute to the reconstruction of the Doman Enclave. Hey there, Kozakura, it's been a while. Corinne, just the person with whom I was hoping to speak. Well, it's good to see you again. In your new duds, I might add. There have been some interesting developments in our plans for the Enclave. The Scions and Kai and the residents have made a combined effort to clear away a vast amount of debris, opening up more land for us to develop. We are considering number of different projects, such as allocating land for farming, building for new enterprises, and so forth. Naturally, our need for resources has never been greater. I do not speak only of material costs, but also of the labor required. In order to adequately explain our next undertaking, I must... Sorry to interrupt, but perhaps it would be best coming from me. Who's going to join us? This guy. Hello there. We meet again, Warrior of Light. You may not remember me, but I was there the day you and Lady Yugiri freed me and my countrymen from Castrum Fluminis. I owe my freedom to you. Yeah, you probably don't remember this guy, but during one of the earlier episodes, I think it was episode 47, he actually explains the excuse he'll use for why he left being sent off by the Guardians to do manual labor for them. And he said, if anyone asks me why I left, I'll say that a Doman woman deceived me. Though I must admit, I was in something of a panicked state when we first met. So much so that I neglected to thank you or give you my name. I am Ihase. The Scions and Kai has agreed to assist us with one of the newly opened patches of land. Like the rest of Yonsha, the Enclave is blessed with a constant supply of clean water, ideally suited to rice farming. I was practically raised in a paddy field and aim to put my experience to good use. You see, now that a lot of the basic living quarters and such are in a decent state, a few of us would like to turn our attention to cultivating crops, rice in particular. It is no exaggeration to say that it is our lifeblood. That is why I asked for permission to use the land. If you are not otherwise engaged, it would be a great honor to show you around. It is to the northwest, not far from here. So yeah, I will see you there. I, for one, am in total agreement with Ihase. Prosperous harvests would be an enormous boon as we strive towards self-sufficiency. Any surplus produced would fetch a high price beyond our borders, and it would go a long way toward the revival of the Enclave. Ihase and the other farmers have already started plotting out their, plots. It would mean the world to them if you paid a visit. And that's exactly what we'll do. So, a new addition here. You couldn't do this before, but now you can ride your mount around. And so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, weird that you couldn't do it before, but you can now. And in addition to that, new Ethernet shards. I imagine more will be installed as more of the Enclave gets built. Weirdly enough, they don't have a Ethernet shard where we're going. So here is the proposed land for harvesting and farming rice. And they've already got the patches of water all plotted out. And Ihase is all ready to start growing. I never thought that one day the Warrior of Light would come to see my paddy fields, and yet here you are. So, may I ask what you think of the place? Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, lots of weeds. And branches and some other stuff and rocks. Seems to look good as location on the Azania, or a bit on the bleak side, isn't it? Well, yeah, it doesn't look all that great. Like, are you sure you want to be here? At first, that certainly appears to be the case. Until recently, the soil was covered in rubble, which is why hardly anything grew here. Once we got rid of the debris, we found the earth below fairly easy to till. I had also heard that before houses were built on this land, it actually was used for growing rice. It would give me a huge sense of satisfaction if the area were to come full circle and produce crops once more. The area is well suited to farming. Water naturally drains out of the fields and into the river without much intervention on our part. However, we must occasionally bring in fresh soil to replenish the nutrients. Of course, even earth of the highest quality will be of little value until we get more water flowing into the fields. Relying purely on the streams flowing down from the mountains will lead to a poor yield. We could dig a channel leading off of the one river to bring in some of its mineral-rich silt. Yes, should work. Yeah. Oh, I do apologize. No doubt you have better things to do than listen to my ruminations on paddy field drainage. My workers and I do not lack for motivation, only for funding and materials. With your support, the people of the Enclave will soon be feasting on delicious homegrown rice. Yeah, leave it to us. We'll help you out. A new chapter has begun for the reconstruction effort. Your contributions to the Shazenkai will help the Domin Enclave continue to grow. So let's get on that, shall we? So we'll cross back over. Check out this guy in his little flying machine. But it's not the only thing flying. So yeah, we'll start making contributions once again to help out the Domin Enclave, because that is now available to us again after doing this for 5 weeks in the previous patch. Okay, let's start throwing stuff in the basket. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff we can give up. And it's gonna take a lot of money. Especially thanks to the rate that's being offered. Yeah, there are things that I can definitely turn in. I mean, yeah, I can be turning this stuff in for seals, but then again, I also want my stuff to be used to really help things out. So yeah, we're already at 10,000. Try and find some more gear that I don't necessarily need. Nope, this definitely will work. These cookies won't contribute all that much. What else can I give up? Well, I don't need any of these materia. Gonna add further on with that. Yeah, let's add this to, and then that'll take us to 17,653, and then we can split some of the stuff that we've accumulated and also add it to the total. So let's donate these items here. On behalf of the Shazenkai Kurin, I thank you for your support. Yeah. We got your back there, Kozukura. Ihase and the other farmers are working hard to develop the reclaimed land. I hear their new tools have made a world of difference. While we are able to produce some of the necessary equipment here, our craftsmen are already working at maximum capacity. In many cases, it is quicker to simply purchase what we require. Your contributions helped us secure these tools for Ihase and the others. If you're curious to know how the work is proceeding, why not pay them a visit? Alright. And so away we go again. So yeah, we will definitely see what we've accomplished. Because there's always 3 tiers of interaction when you do these donations for the Domin Enclave. And I'm just glad I have a plethora of spare gear that I can turn over that produces a sufficient amount of results to help us reach the max out for the weekly budget. Hey there, Ihase, I'm back. Ah, come to see how we are getting on. The new tools have helped us a great deal. We are very grateful. There's still a lot of work to be done before we can start planting the rice. That reminds me, I placed an order with Kozukura and the delivery is due any day now. Which one of you is Ihase? Oh, who goes there? Ah, Aura from the Azim Steppe. That will be me, and you must be here to deliver 2 sturdy lurking Zos as requested. Yeah, looks like we've got some help. Yeah, they're from the Burduga. Glad are we to trade for Domin goods, so coveted are they by our brothers. But may we ask why you require 2 live souls? 'Twould be simpler to bring you horns or pelts or meat, or do you prefer to slaughter them yourselves? Oh, that's not the idea at all, sir. Call me Fulford. We wish to use them as beasts of burden to help plow our fields. Well-tilled soil is essential in the cultivation of crops. Ah, just the thought of eating the first rice ball from our own harvest makes my mouth water. Rice balls? We remember these fondly. So vivid is the memory I can almost taste it. Mitzvah first introduced us to their heavenly goodness. I shall never forget the flavor. So you've met before. In fact, they have. To think that those on the steppe can assist in producing rice makes me very proud. And his friends are in agreement. Brother, if we all ought to stay here and help, maybe they will share some of the harvest with us. Is this some jest? We Burduga live only for battle, not for plowing fields and scattering seeds. And what of our aim to secure the Firewalker? Firewalker? We owe our lives not only to Mitsuba, but to the whole Enclave. They are the ones who nursed us back to health when we were close to death. Surely we should repay this debt before attempting to seize Hien? So that's your motive. Yeah, way to blur that out in front of us. If we walk these fields, we can observe his comings and goings and find the right moment. Not you too! So that makes it 2 against 1. Loath as I am to admit it, the idea is not entirely without merit. Ihase, will you allow us to work alongside you? The only payment we ask is a few bales of rice. We need all help we can get, and you seem to have a knack for steering those in the right direction, which will no doubt prove useful. But I must warn you, the process takes several moons. You will get your fair share of the harvest once we are done, though. Then we have an agreement. If it leads to the capture of Hien, there is no hardship we will not bear. Come to think of it, Ihase, perhaps when this is finished, you should return to the steppe with us. A man of your stature and obvious strength could make a name for himself. You all think so too? You want me to join the Burduga? I cannot imagine my wife and children will be very happy about that. Besides, I am much more at home in a paddy field than on a battlefield. Like, ah, man. Yeah, your plans are foiled. For now. Work in the Enclave domain is proceeding apace. The new workers and beasts of burden will increase productivity and lighten the load for Ihase and his farmers. As you continue to contribute to the Shazenkai and the reconstruction effort, in what other ways might the Doman Enclave grow and change? Well, what do you say we find out by going to donate more stuff? Yeah, as you can see, they've already started clearing out the weeds and the debris. So now we can go back and continue to donate. By the way, who likes this cherry blossom tree I'm approaching? Yeah, you're in luck. There's more of them. Yeah, stuff is starting to grow around here. I can't wait to see what this courtyard is going to look like when everything's all said and done. It'll probably be like literally the last thing that gets developed. Okay, so how do we go about this? Well, I have an idea. I have so many of these things. Split and take 12. That should be enough. Oh, I also still have those. And I never did open this either. Yeah, that's my alternate ninja outfit. Yeah, I have not made use of it at all. Here you are. Alright, let's go ahead and drop 12 Gold Saucer VIP cards into the baskets. Oh, that's not enough? Oh. I thought that was enough, but no, it looks like I need 14, so Put these back. Give myself 14. So 14, not 41. Yeah, I'm usually good at math, but not this time. There we go. That puts us over. Yeah, have some fun at the Gold Saucer on the Warrior of Light. On the behalf of the Scions and Kaikarin, I thank you for your support. Glad I can help. I am pleased to inform you that we have made great strides in our efforts to rebuild the Enclave. Yeah, let's have a look. So, back over at the paddy fields. Yeah, they've already got crops growing. Yeah, a couple of paddies are already full, some are getting started. And that bamboo house is getting worked on quite nicely. And so, more advancement has been made. I believe we get one more cutscene. Oh no, we only get 2 this time. Yeah, usually it's 3. But alright, our task is done. Now, we can go over to Y'shtola. Yeah, hey there, Y'shtola. Sorry to have kept you waiting, but I've been really busy. Yeah, Y'shtola having some words with another farmer from the Enclave. That is curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear you what you have told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you, my lady. You are most kind. Yeah, so this... Yeah, that was a miner, not a farmer. Apparently. Yeah. Hello you there, Y'shtola. Well, well, 2 faces from the dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was that you were speaking with? A local miner who supplies crystals to the rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Why is that? Upon learning that I had some knowledge of Aether, he came seeking my counsel. Just now, he brought me one of his recent finds. It was precisely as he described. Devoid of elemental energy, and eerily reminiscent of the de-aspected crystals that manifested in Eorzea in the days prior to the calamity. We'd be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed, but on a more positive note, the locals seem to have taken a liking to you. Well, she does stand out in a crowd. More than an interest than a liking to, I think. The sight of a Mikote with a particular contraption upon her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard they have for me I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I am pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Well, that's awesome. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. Hey there, Sabrina. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. So the fact that they are objects of worship is the key? They are themselves suffused with the requisite belief? Correct. Such sacred relics as the Kojin collect obviate the need for religious fervor in the summoner, Yotsuyu being the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it served to amplify her desires to give them form. A form nourished through the power of crystals, also provided by her brother, and thus was Tsukiyomi brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present I know of naught that will avail us, save to keep watch over the movement of relics and crystals, as if we did not have enough to keep watch over already. Don't worry, Sabrina, we'll catch you up in a moment when I'm done with this cutscene. But I doubt you came all this way to hear that which may be perused in a report. Has something happened to Alphinaud? Yeah. In fact, why don't we take some time to tell you all about it? I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Y'shtola. I should be glad of your help, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go on ahead and request an audience with Lord Hien. And so away she goes. Alice puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her at the KienCon. And so away we follow. So to this point, Sabrina, we've already taken on the new side dungeon that's been made available. In addition to that, we are currently trying to figure out what's happened to Alphinaud and how we could possibly get to him. I'm just gonna... Oh, okay. I think I know what they're getting at. So yeah, we want to ride over here to the KienCon and try and figure out how we can find Alphinaud, because he was stranded at the end of the previous patch, if you might recall. Lord Hien is expecting you. May I show you in? Yes, please. Well, that's because she's an elf in this game. All the elves in this game are tall, and they have long, beautiful legs. Hey there, Lord Hien, it's been a while. And Lady Yugiri, you too. Greetings, my friend. Alice has explained all to me. Needless to say, you shall have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphinaud's trail does lead to the burn of all places. But how are we gonna get there? So, we'll take 2,729 gil for completing our quest, plus our choice of food or money. So, seeing what I've already had the opportunity to look at to this point, we are going to go ahead and take the ginger salad for our dish. Stand strong and unified! And so now, let's go ahead and speak with Lord Hien for our next challenge entitled, Feel the Burn! Hien is mulling over the details of Alphinaud's link protocol. The region known as the Burn occupies a special place in Gaulian history. Every child in the Empire is familiar with the tale. In the distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with life, but successive summonings saw it bled dry of ether and reduced to a desert. It was upon beholding the devastation that Promos had wrought that Emperor Solus was spurred to embark upon his crusade against their kind. The Burn offers a glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know you of any reason why Alphinaud might have gone there? Aye, mischance. Though it lies on the road to Gollemord, it is no place to make a stop. My guess is they encountered some manner of trouble there. In any event, I am of the same mind as Alice. We have no choice but to take our search to the Burn. Given the considerable distances involved, it is best we went by bird. Alright. Kurin and I have our yules. Yugiri, will you ready falcons for the others? I shall gather our swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce there's an overlook. Pray join us there once you have seen to your preparations. And so, time for us to make our way to said House of the Fierce over in Yansha. Not far from the village of Namai. So yeah, we did the side dungeon, and we're currently going through the main story right now. We haven't gotten all that far, but we're about to get to a very important part of the main story. So let's ride. And make our way on out of here. Take a little flight. And go up. And there is everyone. Yeah, someone already has a yole at the ready. If everyone here is possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, our destination is a barren wasteland. There is no civilization to speak of for 100 moms in all directions. Take care you do not lose your way. I believe we can do that, and so now we have access to our main story dungeon, The Burn. So since we're going into a dungeon, let's go ahead and dress for battle. And prepare for our departure to a place that's a long way away and is a barren wasteland.